What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Warfare. It was directed by Alex Garland, who did the movie Civil War, and a guy by the name of Ray Mendoza. First of all, Ray Mendoza used to serve in the military. He's a Navy SEAL. So I didn't know anything about this movie going in. I didn't even see a trailer. I knew it was coming out because I saw it on Rotten Tomatoes, but I didn't see a trailer. And so we saw it this weekend in Chicago. We just went in fresh. I love war movies, so I was like, yeah, I'm down for it. Nice ensemble piece, familiar faces, but no, well, Joseph Quinn is in it and Will Poulter. Those are like probably the biggest faces in the film, but it's more like an ensemble piece. And it's based on a true story about 2006 Navy SEAL unit, and it was called Ramadi. They were in Ramadi, and they were occupying a two-family house for communications purposes, and things got hot and heavy, I'll say. This particular unit had to deal with some serious threats from, the enemy there. And it's not like a big battle, epic war saga, or it's not like Saving Private Ryan or even like Black Hawk Down, which focus on a particular moment within the bigger war when the Black Hawk went down. This one is even more contained because they just focus on the particular unit that was stuck in that house and what they were dealing with based on a true story. So it's small scale. Like, I looked at the budget. The budget's only like $20 million. They're not all over the place. It's just like set within that house and how they get out of it. It's intense though. When I say small, don't take it as it's something light or it's like, yeah, it's a quirky art house war film and they just drinking coffee and having anecdotes. No, it's very intense, and it's like they're not overdoing it with the battles either. It's a lot of missing. It's a lot of you know what I'm saying? They're not superheroes. They're not doing the fake. They just shooting once and then they got the target. No, it's a lot of. It felt very real. Now, I can't say what feels real because I've never been in those situations, but the way they set everything up was real nice, and the tension. And they built just enough to where you care about these characters, but they're not overdoing let's give you the character development. It's set in such a short time period that, you see that these guys are just soldiers. They're young. They're doing their job. They got little inside jokes. They're being silly, but also serious. And when this shit hits the fan, it hits the fan, and it's just you see the real effects of warfare and how we talking about. When you watch an action movie, even if it's a war movie, they get shot. They're like, oh man, yarg, and then it's just here, when you get your legs broken or they're blown off, you're seeing the real effects of that level of pain. And so, when you seeing these soldiers screaming in pain, you just man, it really brings home wow, this is what really goes on. Or even when you see veterans in your stores or at the airport or wherever you see veterans, and they might have a new leg, or they might even have the legs. They just in the wheelchair. It's just wow, you think about what they went through, but then it's what was that like in real time, when it really happened? And so this movie kind of gives you a glimpse into how people freak out when you look down and your legs are mangled up, and then that level of pain, and they got to get the morphine, and then it's just and then the soldiers are yo, we got to get him out. And he's no, don't move me. Don't move me. Don't roll me over. He's just oh, I can't imagine. Because I've been drunk, and I'll be don't move me. And that's minor bullshit compared to this. I'll be yo, man, no, we got to take you home. No, you don't. You don't have to take me home. Just leave me right here. Just leave me right here. And I've had dental pain where it's just when you're in so much pain to where it's just life is just, you could take it or leave it. That's when you're really hurting. When it's just you know what? Leave me here, man. Let them finish me off. That's when it's just oh, I can't imagine. So they did a great job conveying that level of pain, the fear, the desperation that these soldiers went through in that time. Yeah, it was very intense, very visceral, and it was just like, all right, this is what happened. Then it just made me go into like the real life event. But forget all that, man. Y'all want to know the smooth jazz review of Warfare? Well, here it is. Oh yeah, I'm giving Warfare. I'm gonna just give it a 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 saxophones out of 5 because there's really nothing bad I can say about the film. When you go in with the mindset of it's just the story of what happened within that moment to that particular unit. There's no overarching theme. There's none of that. It's just this moment. We're giving you a slice of life in this moment, and that's it. And it's really a nice tribute to, those soldiers. And then when you think about like war and like these type of battles, and then you look at the people that they're facing, who are also human, who are also people, who are fighting war in regular clothes. They out there with AK-47s in a tracksuit, and I'm just like, and then the trauma that the families had to feel when soldiers come in and commandeer your house, full shootout, it's grenades in there, it's people getting shot, it's people getting drug in, there's blood trails in your living room, and then they leave, and then you come back out and you're just like, they just ruin your whole living room with a blood trail, and it smells like gunpowder and grenades, and you have bullet holes in your living room. That type of trauma is just, I can't imagine, man. Imagine somebody busting up in your crib like, yo, man, we're going to take over your spot for the time being, man. Don't even trip. Just stay in the room. But just stay in the room and hush. Get your family to just sit on the mattress and hush. And then they have a full shootout, grenades going in your house. Your gaming system is shot to shit, man. It's crazy. All right, peeps, that's my review of the movie Warfare. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. Also, what are your favorite war films of all time? What's your top 3? I want to know your top 3. Mine, off the top, Saving Private Ryan is number 1. Number 1 with a bullet. That's my favorite one. I got to put Platoon in there. I really enjoyed Platoon. It was just a fantastic film. I really enjoyed Black Hawk Down a lot. I remember sweating like I was a sweaty mess in that movie theater, but that movie was intense. Off the top, those are probably my favorite 3, but I want to know your favorite 3. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and as usual, we out here.